Blaine. I'm one of the teachers at Bodhi NYC. So today we're going to talk about standing bow pose, Dhanayamana Janushirasana. There's so much going on in this posture. As we know, this is after standing head to knee, right? We start to get the heart rate up, and then it goes up even more with standing bow pulling pose. So oftentimes when we are in this posture, we're just focusing on trying to hold it, trying to breathe. And sometimes the little details that are really important about the posture get a little bit lost, and there's so much to think about. So let's kind of break it down a little bit, the things that as we're trying to breathe, right, and kick and stretch, as we know, what else we should be mindful of. So as we know, we take the right arm out, right? We'll start right side. Now, when you go to reach back, why do we reach back and grab from the inside? Why do we say that? Well, the important thing is the shoulder rotation, right? So the reason why we say don't grab, don't turn your wrist, right, and grab from the inside, or turn your wrist and grab from the outside, is because the shoulder tends to come forward, and we're trying to stretch, right, and open, get the shoulders in one line. So that's one. That's the reason behind it, okay? So we take the grip from the inside at the ankle, knees together to start. So what we're trying to do there is draw the tailbone down and get the hips in one line. Sometimes there's a misconception because we know we're in a back bend in the pose that we begin it this way with our butt out and the big arch in the lower spine. That is a lot for your lower back. So we want to actually start more in a neutral position. So you draw the tailbone down, knees in one line, left arm up. Okay, the inhale, we know we want to stretch up, right? So we find that length, we find that space. Already, your right shoulder is beginning to pull back. Now, as we begin to kick, notice how we want to kick straight back, and you may not go very far. Maybe you're right here even. What we have a tendency to do is, because we're trying to kick more, we let the knee go out and let the hip open up. So what happens there? We shorten the QL, we're in our lower back a lot, we're not using our strength and our alignment to get into the pose, right? We're using our flexibility, and we're trying to kind of pull everything more in towards the midline, okay? So don't worry how far you go or how deep you stretch and kick. Get the alignment first and then build from there. Okay, so we begin the kick. We kick straight back. So the knee and the foot are in the same line, right? Over the center line of the body. And notice how I'm losing my balance. So you give yourself a moment to find your balance, to find your breath, you kick. Then start to add the stretch. So as we know, we're trying to kick and stretch 50-50 in opposite directions. Now let's say this is as far as you go, right? You've kicked and you've stretched. Two shoulders in one line, foot guiding over the center line of your head. Now you can begin to let the body come down. So what you're essentially doing over and over again is kicking, stretching, body down. Kicking, stretching, body down. Kicking, stretching, body down. So imagine, right, you find a place to work and it's a plumb line from the crown of the head down, right? So you want to think up and down as you kick and stretch rather than side to side, right? So if I were to face you, what it would look like if you were looking at yourself in the mirror, what we don't want to do, what we want to try to avoid, is this. What happens there, right? The core isn't really working, your outer hips aren't really working, you're thinking about your flexibility, you're thinking about the picture. Let that go, okay? What we want to then think about is our alignment so we can sustain the quality of the pose and the breath. And it might not be that deep, and that's okay. You might just be here. And over time, kick and stretch, body down, kick and stretch, body down. You're right over the center line of your body, and you can breathe and sustain it there. Okay, so that's our standing bow on the right side, same idea on the left side. Thank you guys.